Hello, bonjour, annyeonghaseyo, ciao. Welcome to the What Is series, where we talk about a variety of games both launched and unlaunched in an objective manner. Today's topic of choice is Wanderers, Eternal Worlds. So, without further ado, let's dive right into it. Let the B-roll go. So what is Wanderers Eternal World? Well, as Google describes it, enjoy the world of Wanderers to the fullest by participating in battles against strong monsters, discovering new gimmicks, and surpassing repeated deaths. Oh, that was honestly my first time reading it. Anyways, what really is Wanderers Eternal World? Well, as far as we're aware, it's an MMORPG developed by Angel Games and published by Smilegate Megaport. The game itself is available on Android, iOS, and Windows, although it is stated that iOS is not supported for the early access or closed beta. Unlike traditional What Is series videos, this will probably be a little bit shorter since there isn't as much information as I'd want. All the information that I've gathered for this game is all from the website, personal opinions, the trailers, and the Discord, with a link below. So, let's start off with the character customization. We know that it is confirmed that we won't be making our own characters, but we'll be playing characters from a Fairytale setting. Characters like Alice from Alice in Wonderland, Robin from Robin Hood, Gretel from Hansel and Gretel, and maybe Snow White? I'm not too sure, but that, we can figure that one out later. When selecting one of the Fairytale characters, you get to get a bit of a preview of what they look like, as well as the 3 skills that they come with, which I would assume allows for a generally different style of gameplay for each person. Even though we're playing a specific Fairytale character, we do know we get to adjust our costumes, our hairstyles, tails, and even accessories. From Fairytale themed costumes to chic, or even modern clothing and equipment. I can't go wrong with a bit of modern clothing for me. So instead of starting us with, the usual combat section of the What Is series, we're going to start with just generalized gameplay, since the game seems to be more applied to a different style of MMORPG than we usually expect. In fact, even on the Discord itself, it says Wanderers consists of various modes, non-battle contents such as mini-games and social content in the world, and then there's single-player mini-games and multiplayer mini-games, whereas the battle contents is the PvE glitch dungeons, which is a roguelike system, or the PvP gold clash. Watching the trailer itself does give me a sense of, Maplestory 2 style of combat if you ever got to experience that game. It was, somewhat linear, but it was still fun and cute in its own right. Though I don't think this game's main focus is totally directed to the combat. Yes, it is a part of it, but seeing the trailer, there's tons of little mini games and just social aspects to the game itself. But for you combat junkies, we might as well talk about the glitch dungeon. It says here, as with many roguelike games, the choices that you make will affect your gaming experience, and your adventure may differ from that of other individuals. So, assuming that it is a roguelike, we can maybe expect something like Binding of Isaacs, or Enter the Gungeon in the sense of, you pick up items, it allows you to get more powerful, or different little fun effects that can change up the gameplay to change how your weapons and combat feels. And the fact that it states that your adventure may differ from that of other individuals, we can maybe assume that would be procedurally generated so that every run is not the same. For the PvP aspect of the game, it's something known as Gold Clash, and as stated on their website as well, in this place flooded with gold, the team that collects more gold than the other team wins. That sounds simple enough, doesn't it? When it comes to MMOs, personally, I'm a huge PvP junkie, so it's kind of nice to see that we get the opportunity to have something, even if it is a fun little mini-game more so than professional or competitive PvP like Black Desert. To win Gold Clash, it does state that the team that collects more gold will win. However, it also does make the mention that we can actually spend gold to make ourselves stronger in order to win. Now, that gives us an opportunity to be either passive or aggressive. And honestly, even if we don't care for the combat part of the game or the PvP is not that great, there's the exciting mini-games, and you can't go wrong with a bit of party games with friends. Stating here, exciting mini-games, enjoy mini-games such as woodcutting, racing, dice battles, true or false, and fishing. You'll lose track of time, and I don't doubt that. I quite honestly don't. I might as well be doing an advert for this game. Watching the trailer for the game honestly gives me an interesting sense of perspective. It seems like it can be a third-person standard MMORPG to your side-scrolling platformer. Even the fact that it has like an isometric style gameplay to it as well. My kind of gut feeling is that it just depends on the type of minigame or event or mission that you go into. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if it had kind of that weird ability that Little Big Planet did when I was a young kid, where you could build your own maps for players to kind of go across in. Those moments were honestly most magical, and just like as this game says, it is magical, so maybe it's something we can look forward to if that is true or not. On the world content side of things, it does say that it is a whole new world, a whole new fun. That being said, I don't know if it's going to be an open world or if it's going to be like a lobby-based system with different little landscapes on each section. Assumably, it would maybe be closer to being an open world since it does say that we can get mounts, and even the trailer shows us being able to fly on a broom. Kinda neat though. And we might as well tie into the world content the potential of a story here. In the trailer it does show that there is a chapter 1, so assuming perhaps it leads us to some kind of story as to why these Fairytale characters are being forgotten, how they're going to revive themselves in humanity's mind, I imagine. And, I mean, there's also potential chance for awesome features like being able to play music. It does show someone sitting at a piano with a crowd surrounding them and people emoting at the person playing the piano, but I do think that scene itself doesn't guarantee that we get to play music. It just shows that, hey, community is a huge thing. But for whatever reason, if you are watching this and you are the developers of the game, man, I would give you the biggest kiss to play music in a video game. The musician in me would just cry with joy. Anyways, I'm a kind of a geek for the music, so we can forget that. But we should switch to the monetization. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of information that I could find whatsoever. Perhaps I'm blind, but if there is to be monetization, which I assume there would be for a free-to-play game, we're looking at maybe costumes and cosmetics as well as the mounts within the game to be something that we can spend our money on. And it being on mobile as well, we can maybe assume that there will be some form of gachapon, in some sense, a chance to get an item that we want. Hopefully it's not in a sense where it's going to drastically change the gameplay, but more so just to let us enjoy what we're looking at, or even just have a cool effect of sorts. So in the end of all this game is honestly really adorable. I miss playing Maplestory 2, so this is hopefully going to fill that void for me, and my wife even, because I'm going to try and talk her into playing this game too. And if you're interested in the game too, the Wanderer's closed beta testing announcement is scheduled for April 24th, Monday, 11 o'clock to April 30th, basically just before 12 o'clock. And if you're interested, it does say we will inform you of the CBT schedule and more details in a separate announcement, but you can get all these updates within the official community Discord, which I will link down in my description. But I digress. When it comes to games, and just like my videos, one person's enjoyment is another person's dislike. If you liked what you saw, feel free to drop a like or a comment, perhaps even any games you wish to see within the channel. Feel free to let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, if you disliked it, feel free to hit that thumbs down. I don't mind. Leave a little bit of criticism if that's the case too. I love that kind of stuff. But with that being said, this is what is Wanderer's Eternal World. My name is Gian, and I'm gonna go figure out a way to talk my wife into playing this game with me. Have yourself a wonderful day, and cheers.